have NewsNation Chief Washington anchor Leland Vittert, host of On Balance, and Data Science Director for Decision Desk HQ, our election partners, of course, Scott Tranter. A great Friday surprise to have both of you on with me. Leland, let me start with you. What does this new AP report mean for the Harris campaign as she really tries to put the president's remarks in the rearview mirror for her?
It'd mean an awful lot bad for the Harris campaign if Donald Trump hadn't stepped in it yesterday by saying he wanted rifles trained at Liz Cheney's face and to see what happens. This has sort of been the week of hold my beer, and I'll let my far smarter colleague Scott Tranter says what that means in the polls and really how many persuadable voters there are left out there. But there's been this whipsaw in narratives. You think about Sunday. Sort of the ire of the world was on Donald Trump over the Madison Square Garden rally and the jokes there about Puerto Ricans. And Joe Biden gave the Trump campaign the biggest gift that may have ever happened in late October with the garbage comment, because it played into the narrative. And now it's playing into the narrative again of the White House of changing the transcript. Dare I say, in a threat to democracy of changing the official documents of the United States for political purposes. But no, we're not talking about that because of what Donald Trump said last night.
Yeah. And Scott, to Leland's point about the undecideds right now, both these candidates are crisscrossing the country. They're looking to bring in those undecided voters here in the 11th hour. How much will all of that matter at this point with just 4 days left and millions of people already having voted?
Well, I do know this. Undecided voters don't want to hear about comments like that. We know they want to hear about the economy. They want to hear about the border. Those comments are motivating to the base. I don't know how much it's going to help the undecided voters. We've almost had 70 million votes so far, 70 million voters total so far. There's probably only a few percent left, but that few percent might be the difference maker in places like Pennsylvania, Michigan, Wisconsin.
And Scott, I'm also curious, do you have any indication of everybody who says they're undecided, what percentage of them are truly undecided, or how many people just want to keep their choice close to the vest this time around? Is that anything you have on your radar?
Yeah, I think it's the latter. It's most people have an inkling, or at least a leaning towards the way they want to vote. Donald Trump is a well-known candidate. VP Harris has been on the trail now and all over the news. People know who they're going to vote for, at least have an idea. The question is, are they going to wake up Tuesday and vote?
Leland, as you know, both of these campaigns are so confident here in this final stretch. They each think that they're going to be top dog come Tuesday. You think this is going to be down to the wire, or will one of these candidates have a landslide?
I'm always anti-conventional wisdom, and I'm old enough to remember the polls being wrong all in the same direction in 2016, all in the same direction in 2020. So I know my smarter friend here will tell you it's going to be very close. I think there's a reasonable chance that Scott and his team are not only good enough, but the margins are going to be wide enough to call it on Wednesday night. Things are going to break one way or the other. And the thing is that the way the candidates' positions are laid out on the economy, on foreign policy, on the border, that's well known. And what we hear from so many people when I'm out in Pennsylvania, Michigan, Nevada, is that they may like Donald Trump more, but they're worried about his personality. We know people like Donald Trump more on the issues that say are most important to them. The break comes when it is about moments like what happened last night, that I think that do sort of become for people a crystallizing moment of, God, do I really want 4 more years of mean tweets? That was the difference between 2016 and 2020. Now we look to 2024 and see which side people come down. Mean tweets versus policy.
Yeah, and I think a lot of people are tired of the trash talk from both sides, literally the trash talk this week. Scott, I asked you this last week. Any prediction as to when we will get a call for this race? I know, Leland, you just said it could be called that night. Chris Hahn earlier, one of our other NewsNation contributors, says he thinks it'll be called by 2 a.m. the next morning. What's your thought there, Scott?
I think it's about a 50-50 chance we know sometime between midnight Tuesday and 4 a.m. Wednesday. The 3 states to watch that'll help us determine that: North Carolina, Georgia, and Pennsylvania. If those all go one way, it'll be called on the earlier side. If those states split between the 2 candidates, prepare for a long week.
Yeah.
Thanks for watching, everybody. Go to joinnn.com to find NewsNation on your television provider. Also, don't forget to click that red subscribe button below to get more of NewsNation's fact-driven, unbiased coverage.